games here as I see the clock catching up with us. Pleasant Valley and Valley, I'm guessing you probably haven't spent a lot of time with either one. What do you know about these two teams?
I'm like Coach Willems. I had a plan for Xavier. I have no plan for West Des Moines Valley or Pleasant Valley right now. I'm looking for the stats.
I've got stats for the two teams. So Pleasant Valley, their assist leader is Cora Ruff. She's a junior. She's got 154 assists. Now, if you want to compare that, Sydney Dennis is our assist leader at 314. So my guess is that Pleasant Valley shares the ball a little bit more.
Well, what they're running is what's called a 6-2. Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong team. Pleasant Valley.
Pleasant Valley.
Yeah, they run a 5-1.
Okay.
You were looking at their Cora Ruff.
Cora Ruff, their assist leader, yep.
She also has 16 kills. She's hitting .536. She's the leading hitter on the team. Oh, no. Yeah, she's a leading hitter on the team.
So if you compare that to Valley, Katie Stevens is the assist leader for Valley. You say they play a 6-2?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at the wrong set of stats.
And she's got just 92 assists, so that plays into that 6-2. Hayden Kubik for Valley has 4.8 kills ratio of 4.8. And compare that to Chloe Klein of 3.5, sophomore to junior. On Pleasant Valley, total blocks, Chloe Klein again at 7 blocks per match. Or 7 blocks per match. And Anna Bernhard with 11 blocks on the season.
So, Jim, are these two teams from the Des Moines area?
Yes.
And apparently they have not been playing as long, because I noticed that Valley is 5-3, and they've lost twice to Dowling and once to Ankeny, but they're still rated number 6 in 5A. Of course, there's not that many 5A teams to begin with, but Dowling usually has a good team, so you don't want to take a loss to Dowling as a bad sign.
Right.
And Pleasant Valley is only 6-0.
Ranked number 3rd in 5A. So again, ranked teams, but as you said, there's less teams in 5A, and really, as you look down through, like Iowa City Liberty is ranked 7th in 5A right now, but has a record of 1-1. Bettendorf is 11 at 4-1. So a lot of those 5A teams probably have had shortened seasons due to COVID.
I think what is, yes, and I don't know this for a fact, but this is my speculation, that there are larger schools and they haven't opened as early. Like Mount Vernon is a smaller school, so
right.
We opened in regular sort of style, and we've been playing in style, and a lot of these schools open late and they haven't played. Like Iowa City West. We were in an Iowa City West tournament early in the season, but Iowa City West canceled it because of COVID. They weren't open.
So if you look at
the roses that they got for Kim Schrock for her 1,000th kill.
That's right. Lauren Schrock with 1,000 kills on the night, or on the morning, I guess we should say. On the morning. So she's now in rare company.
Are those roses or carnations?
Looks like.
And she gets some money from her father, so she can go buy something.
That's right. So congratulations to Lauren Schrock. How about any other statistics that stand out to you from that first match for Mount Vernon?
Oh, I haven't looked at our stats.
Well, I'll talk a little bit about Pleasant Valley and Valley. Do you have the stats ready?
Okay. You
can go ahead and do some calculations. Pleasant Valley, a team that I think you're going to see very similar to Mount Vernon in terms of height. And a younger team, though. They've got just a handful of seniors on the team. But they have 2 6'1" players, a 5'11", and a couple of 5'10s. And so not short by any means. Really? All right. Let me check and see. Could they hear it? All right. Let me just doing a quick check here. We have been told that maybe we aren't on air. Yeah, I'm showing the feed. Oh, you have to go to gomvstangs.com. It's only on Mustang Vision. Yeah. Yep. Very good. You bet. So spread the word. We're only on. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Woo! No. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. That's right. They looked as sharp as I've seen them. Yeah, fantastic. Enjoy. We'll see you soon. Yes. So I had a little.
We weren't talking into the wind.
No. So we just had the Schrocks, Lauren Schrock's parents stopped by, and we were just chatting there, as you could hear. And they had said that they weren't able to listen to the game or to watch the game, and it was because they were trying to watch from the MustangCast.com. So apologize for that. Yeah, if you have a chance to share on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else, today's action is only on the Mustang Vision. GoMVStangs.com is your future for Mount Vernon events, and so we're really grateful to be able to bring that to you. So Truman, just kind of looking down the line at Pleasant Valley, they map out very much like us. Valley is a little shorter. They've got one player at 6 foot. No, actually, they got two players at 6 foot and a 5'10", and so we'll be really interested in this action.
Is this the Pleasant Valley team?
Pleasant Valley Spartans here on the left, and the Valley Tigers here on our right.
I've been watching their setter. She's very good.
Yep. Valley will be in black.
It's hard to read whether she's going to be a back setter. She's got really nice hands. Watch the way her thumbs come down and she flips the ball out.
Yeah, she's got a good.
You're set mainly with your thumb and your index finger, and the rest of the thing is just a little. Yeah. Oh, she's got really nice. Watch the way she flips the ball out. She's really. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch her.
Zero rotation on that ball right now, so we'll see if there's a little bit came off of that one, but. What did you see from a statistic perspective for Mount Vernon in that first match?
In the first set, we had 11 kills, 2 blocks, and 3 aces, which the way I add comes up to 16 positive points. We only had 3 hitting errors, which was just good for us. We had a couple ball handling errors. And we had 4 serving errors, but we were serving tough, so you expect that.
Right.
So that's 9 negative offensive things versus 16 positive. So we were +7. We were never that high against Beckman.
Right. Never that high. And a couple of times in the negative.
So that was very good. In the second set, we had 11 kills again. We had 2 blocks again, but we didn't have any aces. But we didn't have any serving errors either. And I may have missed 1 or 2, but I don't have any blocking errors for us or hitting errors. I'm sorry, I got 8 hitting errors. I didn't have any blocking errors or ball handling errors, but I think we had one. I think I failed to record it. But
okay.
Anyway, that's a 13 positive and an 8 negative. We're still +5. So we were +7 and +5 in terms of offensive production in both of those. And probably more importantly is we played smart and we let Xavier make the errors.
Yes, I think that is an excellent point. Is that we had great ball control throughout that match.
Sydney.
She got out too quickly on you.
I was just going to yell at Sydney Dennis because one other thing we had is we had outstanding play from our setter. What a lot of people don't realize is that the setter does more than set the ball. She plays defense. And I saw several fantastic saves that Dennis made. The balls were hit right at her, and she was able to. She didn't let the balls come into her body, but she got her arms out somehow, I don't know how, she's a very good athlete. She dug those balls, and that made a big difference. In fact, our whole back row just played outstanding in digging balls.
They really did. I thought Jory Randall, and we mentioned that early on, is that she looked locked in.
Oh, she was locked in.
And she had a tremendous game, I thought, defensively.
But like Cameron Brand is a sophomore. I haven't seen her play. It's the best she's played all year. For a sophomore in a big match like that, I thought she was outstanding. And of course, Rachel Axtell is always outstanding, so you don't.
Right. Well, that was, across the team, there were bright spots everywhere. Sarah Romberg, I thought she had one of her finest games. Tremendous play at the net and a great service game. She hit some really tough balls to handle from behind the service line.
So now that's an interesting point that we haven't talked about yet. Cameron Ellison has often been a server for us. That was.
Yeah, she was kind of our go-to server.
She didn't serve today at all.
Right.
Because Sarah Romberg served instead. Sarah Romberg and Cameron Ellison are both middles, and they exchanged with Jory Randall.
Yeah.
So Jory's always going to serve. She's one of our, maybe our best server. Well, Sydney Dennis, it's a toss-up. But only one of the middles can serve, and this time it was Romberg, and she was serving very well. And Cameron Ellison didn't, and I don't know what the thinking behind that was. Giving Cameron more time to sit on the bench and think about playing middle. I'm not sure.
Right.
Cameron Ellison's a tough server, but she sometimes makes serving errors. Maybe that was it. That is, it could be that the central part of the Willems game plan was let Xavier make the mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And so she puts in Sarah Romberg to serve. Sarah didn't, made one serving error.
One serving error, and it looked like she had a lineup of servers that she was confident could hit that fastball.
Oh, yeah. Our serving was.
Because we were serving it deep into their back line the whole time. I think I can only remember a couple of serves that tried for that soft middle. Everything else was strong and trying to get underneath that back line.
And if you're playing, have you ever played volleyball, Mr. Beatty?
I have played a little, yeah.
If you're doing serve receive and the ball comes deep, it's always a question in your mind: is it, if I let it go, will it go out? And but if I let it go and it comes in, then I'm really going to be embarrassed.
Right.
So a lot of times you play balls that, it looked like Xavier played several balls on the serve that might very well have gone out. Well, that means you're serving deep, and that's what you wanted to do. I'm trying to watch the West Des Moines Valley setters.
How do you think we haven't seen it completely yet. Now you got a good look at that one, but how did they look compared to Pleasant Valley? It looks like the ball's moving a little bit more for them.
Have you noticed, Mr. Beatty, how tall these other teams are in this tournament?
There is certainly some height. Now these two teams I think are pretty close to us.
Pleasant Valley. Their tallest player, they have two players at 6'1". And 5'11", 5'10", 5'10",
right.
6 foot. But we already know how tall Xavier is. West Des Moines Valley is not all that tall either, I guess. They just look tall to me. They're mainly 6 foot, 5'10". I noticed that it's one thing I wondered about last night. I noticed the schedule is set up for 45 minutes between matches. I think we're going to go much later than the day than the schedule implies because.
You don't think we can stay on?
Well, we didn't finish our match till 10:30. This one's not going to start until a little after 10:45. So we're a half an hour behind schedule already.
Right, right, and that was just a 2-set match in the first one.
Yeah, but you know, we'll see how this one goes. Matches can go quickly or they can go slowly. Our match against Xavier, there were a lot of long rallies.
Right.
And that means it just takes more time.
Well, fans of Pleasant Valley, the Spartans and the West Des Moines Valley Tigers here on hand in Mount Vernon as we get set for the second match of the Fall Classic. So a little Central Iowa action. Those of us from Eastern Iowa have not seen very much of these two teams. Maybe you catch them once in a while at a state tournament. We certainly don't see as many 5A teams either. Both of these teams out of 5A. Pleasant Valley comes in number 3 in 5A. West Des Moines Valley comes in number 6 at 5A. The officials have switched positions. Again, the officials for this contest, Kim Paddock and Doug Gardner. They did a fine job in that first match. And so those of you, as you watch, if you happen to not be familiar with these two teams, you're going to see Pleasant Valley, the Spartans, are in all navy on the left side of your screen. They're libero in a pink jersey. And West Des Moines Valley, the Tigers, all black with their libero in white on the right side of your screen. So that'll be how we call the contest today. Some of the names you're going to be listening for: Pleasant Valley features Cora Ruff, Chloe Klein, Olivia Thompson. And for the Valley Tigers, Katie Stevens, Hayden Kubik, Anna Bernhard, and Olivia Lombardi, and also Peyton Lombardi are some of the names that you're going to be hearing. So we'll do our best to get used to these two teams, which will help us later on the day as Mount Vernon looks to play them. And it'll be Pleasant Valley starting off with the serve here in match 2 at the Fall Classic in Mount Vernon. I'm Jim Beatty. He's Truman Jordan. We are the Mustang Vision live here in Mount Vernon. Good serve by the libero for Pleasant Valley. That's Olivia Thompson, and it's put away right away.
By number 14.
Chloe Klein with the shot for Pleasant Valley in the first point. Thompson to serve 1-0. Tough serve handled by Valley. Back row shot, big shot off the speaker in the top. Cross court for Pleasant Valley. Oh, and a shove out of the Valley Tigers. Shot by Era Cottrell for Pleasant Valley, and now back the other way. And off the tip.
Ooh, she called a touch.
Touch off of Chloe Klein. And that point given to Anna Bernhard for Valley. Side out. Peyton Lombardi to serve at 1-all. Ooh. And there's an ace for Lombardi as it went off the hands. Back row player Paige Burst for Pleasant Valley. Lombardi to serve at 2-1. Another tough serve. Burst down low to get it. Big shot out of Peyton Lombardi from the side. Emily Wood just moves it across for Pleasant Valley. Ooh, hitting it off the block. Big shot by Hayden Kubik for Valley. Lombardi to serve at 3-1. Couple of straight points in a row off the serve. Oh, the overpass, miscommunication there in the back row from Pleasant Valley, and the point put away. Once again, Hayden Kubik. Peyton Lombardi serving 4-1. It's a pass from Pleasant Valley. And the shot put away easily. That's Era Cottrell. 6'1" Ara Cottrell from Pleasant Valley, and it'll be side out to the Spartans.
Pleasant Valley finally got a good pass and they're a good set to their right side hitter.
I don't have, is it 21? That's 20. So that was Riley Morgan with the serve. Missed opportunity for Valley into the net. And so Morgan continues to serve for the Spartans. Make sure your mic is down in front of you, Truman. Ooh, the shot put away. Chloe Klein, or sorry, that's Anna Bernhard for Valley. There you go.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
The setter fooled the defense that time by back setting to the middle, and they weren't ready for that. That was a nice play by their setter.
Ball handled nicely by Pleasant Valley. Shot taken by the Tigers. Oh, they're going to have to work to get this one over. Oh, the back row shot's going to end up for a point. Very unlikely point for Valley from Peyton Lombardi right in the middle back.
So far, Valley has the West Des Moines Valley has the momentum over Pleasant Valley. They're playing more consistently.
Sydney Clark serving at 6'3" for the Tigers. There's the pass by Pleasant Valley. Tip from the outside is going to find the hole. That's Chloe Klein for the Spartans. Side out to Pleasant Valley. Emily Wood to step back and serve at 4-6. Must be some conversation at the scorer's bench. Down official having a little conversation over there. They've got that settled out. And now Wood to serve. There's the pass. They're going to set up the outside hitter. Ooh. Joust at the net. That was won by Meredith Riker.
The setter tried to dump it over, but she didn't succeed. That's the only way to put it. A hitting error on the setter.
Ellie Morrow to serve at 7-4. There's the pass by Spartans. Outside shot. It was tipped. Haley Weiss with the point. And now back to serve Chloe Klein, serving at 5-7. Valley sets up their outside hitter. And she's going to put it away. There's Hayden Kubik again.
That was, you couldn't see that from your position, but from my position I could see it. That outside hitter hit the ball just barely outside the middle blocker. I don't know if it was accidental or intentional.
Ooh, and there's a point out of the Spartans. Haley Weiss again.
The setter left her position. That was her ball,
that
and
was
she
her ball.
was going up.
Side out to the Spartans. Sienna Rothler to serve at 6'8". There's the outside
nice
shot from
nice.
the Tigers. Great block. Gabby
Great
Lombardi
block.
with a shot. And that was Haley Weiss, and I think some help from Era Cottrell.
So
Spartans.
I don't know how their middle blocker knew she was going to backset that. It must be they must have a plan, a game plan.
Nicely blocked. Maybe a little tip or a little tape help there from the net. Cora Ruff serving for the Spartans. 8-all.
They're coming back.
Tigers opened up an early run in this first set. Ooh, that's in all the way across to the very corner. Peyton Lombardi. Right in the very corner, back right corner of that court. Now the libero for the Tigers. Oh, tough serve. Just dug, but not able to handle it.
There were several errors made there.
I don't have the Valley libero. I don't have a number 1 on my roster. And as a service error, side out to the Spartans.
I don't have a number 1 on my roster either. I printed them off last night.
Serving into the net is Haley Weiss.
The only way we can find out is to go over the scorer's table.
Side out to the Tigers. Well, if there happens to be a Valley Tiger fan listening to us, if they know who the libero wearing the number 1 jersey is, you can text me at 319-533-4258. Text me her name. We'd make sure we update our rosters. There's an outside shot off the block. Point to the Spartans. Nice swing of the arm there by Cora Ruff for the point. Nope, I take that back. That was Chloe Klein to hit that. Olivia Thompson with the serve at 10-11. The tip from the Tigers. Thompson's going to set up the outside hitter. She hits it off the block. That's Emily Wood with the point. That ties the set. You're in set 1. You're in Mount Vernon's Fall Classic. Pleasant Valley and Pleasant Valley Spartans and the Valley Tigers taking each other on. Middle hitter from the Spartans, Pleasant Valley. That's Chloe Klein with the point. And now they take a lead. Olivia Thompson, junior. With the serve at 12-11. There's the outside shot. Dug by the Spartans. Moving it across the net was Eric Cottrell. Ooh, a big shot out of Meredith Riker. Handled nicely by the Spartans. Now the Tigers' back row shot. Overpass is going to fall out of bounds.
Okay, so I can see what Pleasant Valley's strategy is now.
That's
Hayden Kubik for West Des Moines Valley is their best hitter by far, so wherever she is, they're going to try to block her, or she apparently hits from the back row as well as from the front row and any other row you might have.
Oh, great pancake there by Sienna Rothler. Some great action from these two teams. Outside shot, and that's going to go long off the hand of Hayden Kubik.
Made a mistake. She's only hitting 198, but she has received 222 of their sets, and the next highest player has received 107.
Riley Morgan serving.
Sets, so.
13-12, Kubik hits it into the net. Another point for the Spartans.
I was noticing when she was hitting from the back row. This is Hayden Kubik, by the way, for the
right. Number
Valley
11
Tigers.
Yep.
She has a very nice jump from the back row. She actually looked better hitting from the back row than she did the last 2 times she's made hitting errors in the front row. There's
been some good play so far in this game, back and forth. Valley Tigers opened up an early 7-1 lead.
Yeah, and I thought they were just going to walk away with it, but Pleasant Valley has made a good comeback now.
Just whittling away at it, and they now own a 2-point lead, 14-12 as they come out of the timeout. First timeout. This one called by Valley. Interesting that all of the Valley Tiger girls are standing up off the bench. Riley Morgan serving 14-12 for the Spartans. Ooh, big shot out of Kubik. Handled off the net. Point attempt from the Spartans, covered by Kubik. She gets it right back, and then a block, and it's going to go in for the point off the block. Great block by Chloe Klein.
What a great point by Pleasant Valley. We can see why Kubik's their leading hitter. I mean, did she pound those balls? And
she hits them hard.
Pleasant Valley dug them.
Morgan serving 15-12. They're going to set to Anna Bernhard that time. Ooh, and a nice swing out of Emily Wood, handled by the Tigers. Wood is going to underpass now. Oh, and a tough shot's going to go out of bounds. Just a little wide for Chloe Klein to come up with.
Yeah. Just what we were saying, great volleyball.
Yep.
I don't think you're going to find it better volleyball anywhere in the state today than right here.
It's a concrete contractor out of Central Iowa that I know, Jake Weiss. I'm wondering if Haley Weiss is his daughter. Always nice to know, have some acquaintances that you know. There's a tough serve handled and then put away, overpass from Tigers. Gets across the net. Oh. Ooh, and then the quick tip from Cora Ruff for the point.
Very smart play by their setter.
She goes long and into the right corner, back right corner for the point. Rotations for the two teams. Sydney Clark and Anna Bernhard go out for the Valley Tigers. This is Emily Wood serving at 16-13. Couple of shots there. Oh, and for the point. I think that was Chloe Klein, wasn't it?
It was their middle hitter,
14.
14.
Yep, that's Chloe Klein. Up official had her blocked, but it looked like her arm. Emily Wood serving at 17-13. They're going to set up Kubik, and she gets it blocked down for a point. That was Chloe Klein. Little chatter at the net right there. Did you catch that?
Kubik just hit that ball right into the block. Again, I would point out Kubik is only hitting 200, even though she gets the majority. She gets 30% of the sets.
Oh, and Kubik just nice adjustment in the air by Hayden
Kubik. A good set.
She just pushes that across the net. We got a text. Thank you. The libero for Valley is Olivia Lombardi. I've got her as 7 on my roster, so thank you to a couple of you that are listening. And, hey, thanks for listening. I hope you're enjoying this action. There's a Lombardi trio on this Tiger team.
I was going to say there's lots of Lombardis here.
Yeah. There's so many Lombardis, they should have a trophy named after them.
Well, it proves some people are listening.
Points, that's right. I love it. I love it when you guys interact with us. So I hope you're enjoying it. It's a great video that we have the ability to bring to you. It shows you the breadth of the court. Volleyball is a really tough sport to capture on video. If we tried to do this with a manned camera, we'd be probably making you seasick as we pan in and out of the action. But this huddle camera.
Yeah, you can't move the camera around when you're watching volleyball. You got to move your eyes and your head.
Kubik serving at 15-19 for the Tigers, and they're going to give the point to Valley. Yeah. 2 hits.
Did you notice the sideways rotation from that set?
I didn't, because I was watching the Valley court.
Okay.
So Kubik to serve at 16-19.
Oh.
Tough serve. Thompson handles it. She's going to set up to the outside here. Oh, and a tip pass. Now the Tigers underneath of it. They push it across. There's a nice back row shot by Emily Wood, handled by the Tigers. They got a shot of their own. There's another chance at it. And then Peyton Lombardi puts it away.
A lot of good play going on out there.
Yeah. Boy, those balls are being hit hard when, that was 3 times that the dig was passed across the net?
Yeah, well, you know, when you hit the ball as hard as these kids are hitting it, if you just dig it, it's liable to go across the net because
pretty hard to soften that shot.
It is very hard to soften something that hard.
Quick timeout called by the Spartans as they now find themselves down. And Kubik going on a run here. Hayden Kubik serving out of the timeout at 19-17. So we've seen Peyton and Olivia Lombardi on the court for the Tigers. Their freshman sister, Gabby, also on the team. There's going to be an outside set. Goes long. Hitting error for the Spartans by Sydney Clark. She had a good line. She went for the back line and just missed it. Kubik serving.
What's the buzzer for? Something's wrong here.
There's a service error.
Well, no, but the buzzer went off while the serve was in the air.
Yeah. I take that back. I called the score wrong. I got mixed up on my scoreboard. Spartans still lead 2018.
Well, it's also confusing, especially for me, because both teams' names end in Valley.
That's why I'm trying to get converted to Spartans and Tigers. Nice play at the net by Alexa Frankel. Thompson with the set up on the outside, handled by the Tigers. Nice set out of Cora Ruff. We talked about her in their warm-up. Oh, point. Gabby Lombardi. All the sisters getting in on the action.
Really exciting volleyball. I got to be careful. I'm just getting taken. Oh, great play, great play. I'm thinking all the time here.
Olivia Lombardi to serve at 19-20 for Valley. It's a shot handled by the Tigers. What is it? Oh, we've got an opposing team running the scoreboard, and they keep hitting the buzzer. That's what it is. Point put away. That I believe that was Era Cottrell with the point for the Spartans. I can see that there's a Pleasant Valley gal over on the scoreboard, and she keeps hitting the buzzer. So Coach Willems from Mount Vernon is going to go give her some help. Haley Weiss serving for Pleasant Valley. Nice reaction over there. Oh, and there's a point off the top of two blocks. That's Emily Wood. And the Spartans are going to open up a 22-19 lead here in the first set of match number 2, Mount Vernon's Fall Classic.
Valley called their second and last time out. Their Valley's, how do I put this? Pleasant Valley is allowing West Des Moines Valley to make more mistakes. I guess that's the way I want to put this.
Yep.
There's a lot of good hitting and a lot of good blocking. Both these teams are good blocking teams, just like Xavier's a good blocking team. So we're gonna have to play tough against these teams. And it looks to me like when I talked to Nate Willems before the first match today, and he said Maggie had a plan for the first match, but not the others. I think it's going to have to be the same kind of plan because these teams are all tall and they're good blockers, and we're going to have to do the same kind of stuff. We're going to have to serve tough and dig well.
Haley Weiss serving out of the timeout, 22-19. Kubik is going to set up. Outside shot by Peyton Lombardi. Now Weiss moves it across the net. Tigers set it up, and they get it inside. Anna Bernhard hits it inside the block.
The libero for Pleasant Valley just made a great dig over there.
Yep.
I don't know if you could notice, but she had to adjust her position because the ball was tipped by the block, and she had to adjust at the last minute. It was.
When you talk about Pleasant Valley that is putting the onus on the Valley Tigers for more hitting errors, I think a lot of that comes from the defensive play. They're really returning serve and returning those shots by Valley nicely.
Yes.
And so the more attempts that Valley kind of goes back to hitting percentage we talked about at the start of the Mount Vernon broadcast is when you put it to hitting percentage, eventually 2/3 of the time or more, they're going to fail.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, there's a big shot returned over the net. Outside shot again. Pleasant Valley just is able to handle the block. Big arm swing. Now the Valley Tigers with a chance, and they tip it across the net. Handled at the net by the Spartans. Outside shot again, Emily Wood. And there's the libero, Olivia Lombardi for the Valley Tigers. Quick set. Across the net. Lombardi's going to set up the outside shot by Peyton Lombardi. Little flip of the arm by the Spartans. Oh, into the center of the defense. Nice shot by Kubik. Finds herself in the back row. The middle back comes across with a point.
Hayden Kubin had a beautiful roll shot into the middle. Like everybody was expecting her to really pound the ball, which she's been doing, and she just hit a little roll shot in the middle, into the donut defense.
Katie
Beautiful.
Stevens serving 21-22. Eric Cottrell puts it away for the Spartans. 23-21. Olivia Thompson serving for the Spartans. Oh, just called in by the back judge. Olivia Lombardi was.
That's exactly what I was telling you earlier. When you're playing, should you let it go? And when it falls in, you are really embarrassed.
Set point now.
That ball just dropped.
For the Spartans. She takes it a little closer to the tape. Gets it across. Nice block for the win. Excellent block by Eric Cottrell. Chloe Klein was right beside her. And Pleasant Valley is going to take the first set, 25-21.
I'll tell you, when this match started, I thought I'm very surprised it ended up where it did. I thought Pleasant Valley was, as you said, they were behind what, 1-7?
Yeah. Early on. So Valley, number 6 Valley, who has a 5-3 record, came out looking very much the aggressor.
Yes.
At the top of that set, hitting for a high percentage, moving the ball around really well. And then kind of in the middle of that match, or that middle of that set, the Spartans just strung it together. And like you said, I think it was and your stats might show that if you were keeping full stats, but I hear you a lot of times in our Mount Vernon broadcasts talking about the number of points that you give away versus the number of points that you make. And it looked to me like maybe Valley gave away more points there than what Pleasant Valley earned.
Yeah. Yes.
More hitting errors. But there were some great blocks there, particularly coming down the stretch. Once they got into that upper teen to the low 20s, as well as that last point, Pleasant Valley played really well at the net in that first set.
They did. And I don't know. I am really impressed with Pleasant Valley's libero. I have to be careful. I don't know. Maybe it's their pink shirt that attracts my eyesight so much, so I have to be careful about that because the West Des Moines Valley libero is not that bad. She's pretty good, too. It just seems like the Pleasant Valley libero was really making a lot of good plays for him over there.
I think I mentioned earlier that I thought it was a Pleasant Valley Spartan that was running the scoreboard. It actually is not because it's a 4-team tournament. They share responsibilities. So Xavier's off the court right now. They're managing the court. So Xavier has the 2 back judges and the scoreboard operator.
Right. I think that's what's going on.
Yep. And so she was just uncertain or unaware that button was the buzzer. Just a minute to go between sets. And we'll be back to action. You're listening to the Mustang Vision, and we are really happy to be here today. Truman, I'm going to give a shout out to my wife. I know she's probably not listening since Mount Vernon's not playing, but I got to give a shout out to my wife. Appreciative for her allowing me most of my Saturday to come here and broadcast with you.
You're reminding me of things to point out. Coach Willem's father had brain surgery yesterday.
Oh my! Hearts and prayers go out to.
Fairly long. They discovered a tumor, so he had brain surgery. The report I got was that they've got about 90% of the tumor out, and he's stable now, and they expect him to be able to recover fairly well. So that was good news.
Very good news.
Today, you mentioned your wife. My wife passed away 5 years ago today.
5 years ago today.
This very day.
Oh.
So
my heart's with you as you're in your remembrance.
But she loved volleyball as much as I did, so
yeah.
We used to go to volleyball matches all the time. Our 3 daughters played volleyball, and we just.
Your 3 daughters played, and you've got, as we broadcast earlier, a weekend earlier this year, 1 daughter in the Hall of Fame, and had one of our centers named after her, Joy Jordan.
So she was our youngest daughter. So once she went off to college, she went to Indiana. We just started driving all over the country going to volleyball matches. Indiana played in the Big Ten, so I don't think we missed more than, she played for 4 years, played in every match, never was injured, and I don't think we missed more than 3 or 4 of her matches in those 4 years. So there was a lot of driving went on.
Yeah, and I understand that you've missed very few Final Fours at the NCAA level.
That became later. My Hall of Fame daughter Joy and I started sometime in this century. She gave me a Christmas present, but she gave it to me at Thanksgiving. She said, we were at family vacation, family Thanksgiving, and she said, I have an announcement to make. I'm giving my father an early Christmas present. I'm going to take him to the Final Four.
Huh.
And that first one, it was 2011.
Yep.
And it was in San Antonio because I remember our other Hall of Fame, another one of our Hall of Fame winners was playing on the Illinois team. She was a redshirt. She was a freshman, so she wasn't actually playing, but we saw her at San Antonio with the Illinois volleyball team. Allie Stark. I knew you're going to get me to talk about.
We'll get some history in here over the time.
Mount Vernon history, and I was going to forget a name.
Peyton Lombardi starts off the Tigers in set 2, and the first point is going to stay with the Tigers as the shot by Chloe Klein was blocked by Anna Bernhard, and Spartans couldn't come up with it. So Lombardi serving at 1-0 for the Tigers. There's a service error as it goes long.
So it's going to be interesting to see if West Des Moines Valley plays with a little more intensity and consistency, makes fewer errors. They just made an error, but.
Riley Morgan in to serve at 1-all as Era Cottrell goes out for the Spartans. Outside set to Kubik, and she misses it, hits it into the net. Cora Ruff was right there for the Spartans, but it got all net.
It was all net. But you're right, I think it would have been blocked if it
got up just a little bit. Riley Morgan serving at 2-1. Nice dig. Outside shot by Kubik again. This time they're going to call the touch. Point to the Tigers.
Touched off the top of the block.
Yep.
She just really pounds the ball.
She does. She hits it hard.
I'm going to keep track of her kills versus errors in this set.
She's got Lauren Schrock speed off that hit. Sydney Clark serving for the Tigers. Outside shot came from Emily Wood for the Spartans. There's the back row attack for a point off of Peyton Lombardi. That's her second or third kill from the back row. Clark serving. Ooh, quick set from Cora Ruff. Surprised the Tigers, and they lifted it on the reaction.
She sort of rolled it off her fingertips. If it hadn't rolled, I don't think he would have called anything, but it rolled.
So now tied up at 3, serving Emily Wood. It's a pass by Lombardi. At the net, played by the Spartans. They have to just get it across. Ruff does so. Olivia Lombardi underneath of it. Oh, a nifty move by Kubrick in the air.
Left-handed.
Left-handed. Text just came to me that Kubik is a University of Nebraska volleyball commit. So you gotta believe somebody. Ooh, nice shot off the outside by Meredith Riker. Now you look at somebody that hits the ball like Kubik does, and you got to believe that she's going to go somewhere that has a good program. And University of Nebraska is not a bad program to sign on with.
No, it's certainly not.
They are. There's a tough pass, but handled by the Spartans. Back row shot by Emily Wood. Oh, and then Kubik puts it away with her right hand. Holy cow.
She hit that between the antenna and the outside blocker. Either that or the setter wasn't up.
That one was fired out of a cannon. Side out to the Tigers. Ellie Morrow bringing the 5-3 in. Oh, and put away by Chloe Klein. Side out to the Spartans. Klein steps back to serve at 4-5. Nice set to who else but Kubik. Handled by the Spartans. Outside shot coming. Oh, and it goes wide off the hand of Haley Weiss. Point to the Tigers. So Truman, I mean, you've got such great teams here. Number 2 ranked, number 2 ranked, number 3 ranked, number 6 ranked. You'd think that this is one of those Saturdays where you'd see some volleyball coaches showing up. Haley Weiss. Oh, and she goes wide with it. She tried to take it across court. It was a nice idea, but just a little long. Point stays with the Tigers. Kubik.
Well, you do, and the ball that was just up in the stands was just thrown back by the Cornell volleyball coach. We do have some coaches.
We do.
Here.
Coach Jeff Meeker from Cornell here. Oh, great. Oh, most great work. Boy, they just almost a great recovery, but Emily Wood couldn't get enough on it.
Right.
Kubik gets another point. That was almost an ace, but it rattled off of 3 Spartans. Serving 8-4. Oh, that's a tough serve.
Yeah.
Weiss sets it up. It's going to have to go across. Oh, back row shot by Wood. Now Kubik with a back row shot, and she puts it away. She's asserting her well right now. And a quick timeout by the Spartan coach. That's not surprising as they've reeled off 4 in a row here and take a 9-4 lead in set 2.
And Pleasant Valley's back row play is not quite as good in this set as it was in the first set.
They were phenomenal in that first set. Just, error-free, really. And ball's moving. I also think Kubik's hitting it a little harder and with a little more accuracy than what she did in that first set.
Well, I've been keeping track, and she's got 3 kills, 1 from the back row, and only made 1 hitting error.
Mm-hmm.
And she's hit the ball twice without getting a kill. So I'm also keeping track of something I don't usually keep track of. So she's received, by my count, 5 sets so far. Made 1 error and got 3 kills, so she's hitting 400 so far.
Kubik serving at 9-4 and on the carry.
Yeah, that was a tough play for the setter.
It was. Nearly an overpass from the back, and technically was an overpass. Got right to the net, and she just tried to intervene. Kubik serving at 10-4.
I don't know if the setter's in the front row or not.
That was a defensive return of serve there. Nice block at the net. There's going to be another chance. The outside shot off of
nice block.
Peyton Lombardi. Ooh, and then Sister Gabby gets in the action. Handled by the Spartans. Ooh.
He's calling a lift on that.
Calling a lift, and that was a back row shot by Emily Wood that found its way home. And
number 4, I think he said it rolled up her arm.
Yep. That was Peyton Lombardi. Serving at 5'10", Cora Ruff, the setter for the Spartans. There's an outside attack from Gabby Lombardi, and nicely blocked at the net by Chloe Klein. No, she's not out there. It's Alexa Frankel.
We have some very good athletes on the floor. I've seen a lot of very good athletic moves out here.
Ooh, saved at the net by the setter. Peyton Lombardi up high to try to tip it across, but it was blocked by Alexa Frankel again.
Number 12 just hung in the air and tipped it at the end.
Yep. That's Frankel.
Alexa Frankel.
Now Ruff to serve at 7-10. So they try to climb back into this set. Oh, Kubik with a big hit, but handled in the middle. Moved back across the net. This is going to be a set down the middle and handled by the Spartans. Moved back across the net. You're going to give them too many attempts at it, and that's what we talked about in the first set. So Pleasant Valley, the Spartans did just enough on those 2 big shots by Kubik. Well, one by Kubik and one by Brenna Guillon.
They played good defense, and they
got it to the point where then Peyton Lombardi with the hitting error.
made the error.
Now they give the service error right back, and the Tigers, with Olivia Lombardi, step back to an 8.
They couldn't afford to make that error because they were
on a roll. 11-8 serve here for Lombardi. Puts the ball in play, cross to the outside hitter. Big shot from Mara Cottrell, who's back in.
There's a perfect example of a good pass and a good set and a good swing, and it's just hard to stop that.
Yep. Ended up in the lap of Gabby Lombardi. She couldn't do anything with it. It's Haley Weiss, and a service ace for Weiss. Pulls it within a 1-point set. Weiss to serve 10-11.
Valley got ahead in the first set, and they got ahead in the second set. And
oh, there's another ace, and I believe that one was going to be out if Peyton Lombardi had let that one go. But it was close enough.
But she didn't know that.
And so now Weiss is serving at 11-all. Spartans are back in this set and a chance to move forward.
She's taking herself out of that rotation. Lombardi did.
Yep.
Notice she caused the shift around.
Oh, and then a service error. Side out to the Tigers.
Instead of coming to this side, the server tried to go down the line, and she didn't.
Hit it.
That's a smart move by Lombardi. She just said, let's rotate and get.
Yep.
I don't know if the coach told her to do that or not. I wasn't watching.
Katie Stevens to serve 12-11 for the Tigers. There's the pass. Set up to the outside to Cottrell. Handled by the Tigers. Lombardi moves it across. Cottrell with another attempt. Handled by the libero, Olivia Lombardi. Now Thompson handles Lombardi's shot, and then they're going to move outside, and it's put away. Big shot by Emily Wood for the Spartans.
She's that left hand. She really pounds the ball.
She hits hard from the left side. You don't see very many left-handed hitters.
Well, she's not that tall. Well,
5'9".
5'9". As you know, left-handers do it right.
That's right. I love it when you do that. Down the middle for Kubik. Oh, and she misses it. It stays on the tape.
Oh.
Really unlucky. They thought maybe it was blocked back, but it stayed on the tape.
I thought it might have been touched, but the up official's looking right down the net. And the middle blocker was pretty close to touching it.
Thompson serving at 13-12 as the Spartans now have the lead. Ooh, right, nice play at the net. And they're going to call into the net off of Chloe Klein.
14?
Yep. That ties it side out to the Tigers.
Yeah, but Pleasant Valley's climbed back to a tie.
Peyton Lombardi serving at 13-all. Saved at the last minute by Paige Burst. Now the Tigers, Kubik tried to put it away, but a nice move by Ruff. Oh, and there's a dig. Back across the net. Now the Spartans have a chance to put it away, and Kubik with the block. Kubik trying to take this alone. Bernhard had a couple of big shots at it. Had one dug back across the net, and then that one blocked by Kubik. Now Lombardi.
That was a real shot, and the setter dug it. I was impressed.
Oh, almost a mishandle by the set. Got it back across the net. Now the Spartans get a chance. Thompson's going to set up Bernhard. Oh, and nice work by the Tigers. Now we're going to go outside to Bernhard again. And it stays on the Tiger side of the net for the point. Not able to come up with it. Side out to the Spartans.
I thought the down official was going to call net on Pleasant Valley, but he didn't.
Riley Morgan in to serve at 14-all. This is a tight match between these two teams out of Central Iowa. And Kubik puts another one away. She's ripping at a really high percentage right now, Truman.
She's only made one error. I'm not sure I've kept track of everything, but 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. She's made 9 attempts and has 4 kills and 1 error. So
Sydney Clark
she's
serving.
doing better than she did in the first set.
This is an outside to Wood. She just pushes it across. Now the Tigers, they're going to go to Kubik again. Off the block. It was in anyway. And open up a 2-point lead. Clark with the serve, 16-14. There's the pass. Oh, and the setter goes right across the net. We talked about how great her handwork is when we were watching the warm-ups, and that was an example of her just instantaneously being able to dump that ball across the net with pinpoint accuracy.
It's important to notice she was able to
all
dump
fingertips.
it across the net. The ball wasn't rotating, so he wasn't going to call a carry on her.
Wood serving at 15-16 for the Spartans. Ooh, that's in. Came from the far side, Meredith Riker.
Smart set by the Valley setter. Everybody thought she was going to set Kubik on the outside, so there was only one blocker on the backside, and it was an easy kill.
Ellie Morrow to serve for the Tigers, 17-15. Into the net. So we got a chance to put our eyes on some volleyball history this week, as former Mount Vernon coach Shirley Ryan has an extensive history that she wrote up for a Smithsonian Institute display last summer. There's a point attempt by the Tigers, covered by the Spartans. Up high was Emily Wood. And with the point, putting it across the net, Alexa Frankel.
I was surprised he didn't call a carry. It was a forward rotation on the set, so he didn't call it. So
Chloe Klein serving at 17-all with a service error. Truman, one of the things that I remember from high school volleyball as I watched it, my wife played a little bit. The difference in rally scoring versus side-out scoring has really changed this game.
Oh, yeah.
Kubik serving at 18-17. Outside to Weiss. Weiss hits off the block. Kubik able to get her hands on it. Now outside to Peyton Lombardi. Oh, great dig by Thompson of the Spartans.
Oh.
And then at the net.
He called a double contact on the setter.
Oh, he did?
Yep. I thought the ball was doing a forward rotation, but he didn't like it, so she's not complaining.
I think it was a point anyway. I think Gion got it blocked back down to the.
But what a great save by their libero.
Yeah. Oh, there's a nice one out of Kubik. Kubik's all over the court right now. This is a back row shot by Wood. It's going to go long. And you and I always talk about the first team to 20 and how important it is to get to that number. Well, the Tigers have made it. Timeout called by the Spartans as they're down 3 here in set 2. You're listening to and watching Mustang Vision.
So I would just point out, Mr. Beatty, it's now 11:37. If Valley wins this, then we're going to have to play a third set. The third match was supposed to start at 11 o'clock.
We're not going to be anywhere near that schedule, are we?
We're going to be an hour behind, at least, when this match is over.
I'm gonna say my apologies frequently to my wife. I had planned to be home by 3. I think it's going to be more like 5.
Well, why don't you invite her down to join us? Because this is great volleyball.
Oh, this is great volleyball.
I'm not complaining.
Not at all.
Because the longer it goes on, the more good volleyball I get to watch.
Kubik to serve, 2017, coming out of the timeout. Oh, and she catches the little tape. Now Haley Weiss gets it in.
You were talking about side-out volleyball versus rally scoring. That ball touching the net would have been inside out
in the old rally scoring.
In the old style, that would have been a bad serve.
Yep. Ruff with the serve at 18-20. Peyton Lombardi high up into the air to go get that one. Thompson's going to set outside to Bernhard. Bernhard goes with a soft touch.
Oh,
and they got it. Wow, nice play by the Tigers. More touching, jousting at the net by both teams. Now here goes Haley Weiss trying to find an opening. Can't do so, and they move it across. Here's the Tigers, a set at the net. Gabby Lombardi, just enough over the dive by Thompson. Thompson tried to anticipate it.
Now, going back to the old style volleyball, there were about 10 contacts in that rally alone that would have been called carries 30 years ago. At least 10.
Olivia Lombardi serving at 21-18. What a great point between both teams there. Oh, and a service ace for Lombardi. How exciting must that be for the Lombardi family to have three starters on the team?
It must be great, but think about it when they were babies.
Senior, sophomore, freshman. Another serve by Lombardi at 22-18. There's a nice shot on the side. That was Anna Bernard. And now Haley Weiss stepping back to serve at 19-22. She's got to reel off some points here and get them back into this game. Far corner, Kubik tries to go after it. Gabby Lombardi has a block back at her.
Oh, they're coming back.
Nicely done. Emily Wood there with the block. A little assist from Alexa Frankel. Weiss to serve 20-22. Oh, long. She put a charge into that one, and it's 23-20. The Spartans on the ropes here for set two. Of course, they own a one-set lead, so that'll even the match. The Tigers can keep it here. Katie Stevens to serve 23-20. Spartans need side out and 2 points. Get back into this contest. Bernard puts it away.
Nice back set by the setter.
Pinpoint accuracy on the swing by Anna Bernard. Great set by Ruff. And a timeout called by the Valley Tigers. So we saw that back set by Ruff multiple times in their warm-up, and we're just really in awe of how graceful it was and how accurate it was.
Yeah.
And you saw the results of it right there.
The middle blocker from West Des Moines Valley was fooled, and she was looking the other way, so there was only a single block out here, and they just went right over the block, and it was that can happen. Those are when we're talking about history, that just talking reminds me of one of the greatest sets I ever saw Joy make. I'll tell you about it.
Thompson serving at 21-23. Needs a couple of points here. As we said, they got the side out. Need to keep it rolling here. And a hitting error from Kubik will help. She was hoping for a touch, didn't get it. And now Thompson to serve at 22-23.
She was too far over everybody. That's only your second hitting error, though.
Good serve. Kubik with the pass. Another hitting error. This time off the hand of Anna Bernhard.
I hate to keep repeating myself, but Pleasant Valley is letting Des Moines Valley make mistakes.
And I apologize to Spartans fans. I keep calling Era Cottrell Anna Bernhard, so you probably call me on that. Nifty move by Bernhard for the point. And the Tigers with set point here with Peyton Lombardi to serve at 24-23. Nice pass. There's going to be a back set to Cottrell, handled by the Tigers. And now who else but Kubik, and she puts away the set.
Did you see what Kubik did, though?
The Tigers even it up.
Kubik didn't pound the ball.
Nope.
She just sort of delicately tipped it.
Had three blockers in front of her, and she decided to just push it through him. And so this evens the matchup, one set apiece. We're going to have a third set here, tie break, first to 15. And they're going to do a coin flip.
See who gets to serve.
We're watching the down official has the two captains, Cora Ruff from the Spartans and Peyton Lombardi from the Tigers. Ruff got the call, and Ruff wins the flip for the Spartans. And so we'll find out what the call was. I'm sure if you knew all of the volleyball hand signals, you would know what that means. I believe that means that the Spartans are serving, because I think he did this action.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with my read, my novice read. Wow, this you can't get much better action than what we're really watching at this point. This is fantastic volleyball.
You know, gymnastics was big Olympic sport. Remember when Olga Corbett? I don't know. What age were you?
That's before my time. I mean, much before Mary Lou Retton. I don't have.
Okay, well, Mary Lou Retton.
Nadia Comaneci a little bit.
Those are all great gymnastics.
Yeah.
You see on a volleyball court gymnastics all the time.
Oh.
These kids are making. Yeah. I'm just amazed at how well they could control their bodies and eye-hand coordination. And
it's so instinctive for them. I mean, their reaction time, the split seconds that they have to make a difference, and they're ahead of that at times even.
And it's confined into an area.
Right.
I mean, you know, you're doing football last night, which is fine. I mean, it's a great fan sport, but that's 100 yards.
It's 100 yards, and all of the play, all of the momentum, you know, other than the quick handoff or the quick pitch that might catch you off guard, everything is more about speed and strength getting to a point of intersection.
Or basketball is up and down the court.
Yeah, volleyball is all about reaction. You know,
but volleyball is all about reaction and athletic moves and hitting the ball, and people have a certain spot in the court, and they don't have to move more than 10 or 15 feet usually.
Right.
So it's self-contained. It's easy. It's a great fan sport because you can watch. You can look at your TV at home and you can see just about. Well, I'm looking at your picture right now, and I can see the whole court.
Right.
And all I have to do is sort of move my eyes a little bit.
And it's a fast game. That's the other thing about it. It's great fan sports are games that move along too. You can be engaged. Well,
you know, the move to rally scoring had a lot to do with that.
Yeah. So Thompson to start for the Spartans as they win the coin flip here for set 3. Each of these teams own a victory. Kubik trying to get it started for the Tigers, handled by the Spartans. Oh, and they're going to get the point as Olivia Lombardi gives up her body, goes through the bench. And it'll be Spartans with the first point. Thompson to serve 1-0.
By the way, Kubik had 6 kills and only 2 hitting errors, so she had a net +4 in that second set.
Good serve by Thompson. This is going to be a setup for Peyton Lombardi. Thompson with the dig. Now Ruff sets Cottrell. Cottrell goes into the Tiger bench with a hitting error, and it ties it up. Side out Tigers. Peyton Lombardi to serve. 1-all.
Kubik threw the ball to the other side. Now Kubik has moved to the front row.
Yep. Expect her to hit it several times in this rotation. Oh, the left-handed shot blocked out.
Boy, Emily Wood really has a quick arm swing out there, that left-handed.
That's great shot by Wood off of the block by Bernhard.
She just pounds the ball.
Riley Morgan serving 2-1. Oh, and Kubik.
Did Kubik get that one or didn't she?
So that looked like somebody had dropped oil into water, and the defense just dispersed, and there was this opening for Kubik to hit into.
Yeah.
Side out now to the Tigers.
She came down on that one. She often hits flat.
Nobody wanted to get hit by that. Clark serving at 2-2, and Wood hits it wide. Point to the Tigers. They open up a 3-2 lead. Again, this is a skinny game of just a 15. Clark serving 3-2.
Out.
And that's a service error for evening it up. You'd expect nothing different between these two teams, each having won a set. Spartans won the first set 25-21. The Tigers won the last set 25-23. And for us to be knotted up already here in the first 6 points, 3-all, Wood to serve. Oh, into the net.
Is that the second or third serving error we've had in this set alone?
Second in this set. Back to back, in fact. Now Ellie Morrow serving. Oh, and a nifty little move.
I think she had the pancake on that, but nobody could get to it.
Chloe Klein, and it was great defensively by Olivia Lombardi to get the pancake underneath of it, but, it just has no momentum. Klein, another tough serve handled by the Tigers. Now the Spartans with a chance. Klein getting it back, and she hits it into the net. It'd been tough to do much with it as both Kubik and Gion were there. Now Kubik to serve at 5-4.
Uh-oh.
Service error.
So Kubik went all the way across the front row and only got one kill.
Right.
So Pleasant Valley's got to take that as a plus.
Got to be a win there. Now Ruff to serve at 5-all.
She only got one set, too.
Lombardi with the pass. Back to Lombardi down the line for the kill. That was a perfectly played offense right there for the Tigers. Now Olivia Lombardi serving at 6-5. Sister Peyton just getting that point. Ruff with the quick set into the donut. Her peripheral vision must be exceptional, or she's getting great communication from her teammates, because I don't know how you see that opening. And there's a service error.
Another serving error.
Haley Weiss gives the point and the side out to the Tigers. The down officials trying to slow up the Tiger substitutions. They're just moving in and out real quickly. Katie Stevens to serve for the Tigers, 8-6. Good pass. Now Cottrell, she's going to put that one away. It was everything that she could do for Stevens to get her hands on that ball, but Cottrell just hit it too hard. Side out Spartans, Thompson to serve, 7-8. Down officials got a scoring issue to work out.
Pleasant Valley is a relatively young team.
They really are.
They don't have that many seniors. They're
Nope.
going to have a really good team next year.
Just a handful of them. This is one of those times where when you and I are in our former location, we'd have a pretty good idea what's going on.
Oh, on the other side.
On the other side, hearing the down official talk with the scoring bench. But from our new perch, we need to be up close to this camera as we have a direct HDMI feed into it. And the Ethernet that's associated with it. And so
it's a great camera, though. It's a great view.
It is. It is a great view. Now, when we go to basketball and wrestling, if we're given the chance to this winter, that camera will pan and zoom with the action. Since
automatically follow it?
Automatically follow it. So they'll zoom into one court.
Are you going to put a little chip in the basketball or something?
I don't know.
How is it?
My dad used to tell a thermos bottle joke. And the punchline was, how do it know? And that's kind of similarly. Thompson.
Oh, it's 7-7 now.
Serving 7-7, so they adjusted a change. I thought that if they gave an extra point.
Yeah.
2 points off that last miss. So, they're going to call a carry.
Yeah.
Off the setter.
The set was a little suspect there.
You now have a Spartan lead. Thompson serving 8-7. Olivia Lombardi handles it. They go outside. Oh, there was a hitting error if they'd let it go. Oh, Anna Bernhardt had hit that one out, but just there's the reaction. So, we talk about the split-second reaction, and that was one where you just saw a ball going by you and you had to get a hand on it, but that had been 3 feet out. Peyton Lombardi to serve at 8-all. Ruff. Oh, and Klein tried to go for the soft center. Now Kubik hits wide.
Uh-oh.
And now it's point to the Spartans side out. They take a 9-8 lead. We're getting.
That was only Kubik's second set of this.
Of this set. Now Riley Morgan.
She's got 1 kill and made 1 error.
Serving at 9-8, and she service errors out.
Serving error.
Out the left side. A little frustration from the Spartan coach.
Yeah, but she came right back and was trying to.
Went from frustration to encouragement. The Billy Joel song, You're Only Human, comes to mind there. Sydney Clark serving a 9-all. There's a service error. So we've seen several service errors in this set. You think the motion's a little tight right now?
I think, yes.
I mean,
plus the fact that they're trying to serve tough because they know the serve can get them a point.
Emily Wood to serve at 10-9, trying to open up a lead here. These two teams just trading side out.
No, it's not.
Going off the back. Oh, nicely done by Ruff to get her hand on to get it back in play. And then Kubik with the hitting error. Oh, no, they're going to give the touch.
They're going to call a touch.
Call a touch off the up.
The line judge down here didn't call a touch.
Ruff is going to challenge that just a little bit.
But it's the up official that called the touch, so it's going to have a hard time.
I saw the back judge over here, though, nod her head once he looked at it.
She just didn't raise the flag.
Yeah. So they're going to leave it there. It'll be point to the Tigers, tying it up at 10.
All right, Kubik gets the kill.
And Ellie Morrow to serve at 10-all. These two teams can't be any tighter. Here's the quick set by Ruff to Klein. Klein can't find the center. Now Kubik puts it away off of Morrow. And now the Tigers have opened up a lead. And then it's going to be a quick timeout called by the Spartan coach.
So Kubik has got the last 2 points for Valley. And she's got 3 kills and 1 hitting error. She's only been set 4 times.
Right.
Which kind of surprises me.
It has. There's been at least twice
that she could have been set, but the setter did a back set.
Yep, went back set. Oftentimes sending it to, I think both times, in fact, it went to Meredith Riker.
So I don't know. That may be part of the strategy. Maybe the coach told her, because you know Pleasant Valley's going to have Kubik in their sights and be sure they're going to block her.
So you got a front row right now for the Tigers of Gion, Kubik, and Lombardi. Gabby Lombardi, that is. Serving Morrow, 11-10. There's the pass. There's a set. And that's going to be a point off of Morrow.
Back to tie again.
Chloe Klein with the shot. Now she steps back to serve as she's tied at 11. Kubik with the pass. She's going to get it right back off the set by Morrow. And she gets the point off the block. Ruff up for the block. Kubik to serve.
4th kill.
12-11. There's the pass by Wood outside the Vice. Handled by the Tigers. Oh, and then into the center of the defense. Peyton Lombardi How about that back set by Kubik to get the ball to Lombardi? And now final timeout of the set called by the Spartan coach as they're down 2 and the Tigers are 2 points to match.
Did you, that last hit was a very smart tip. But did you see the set by Kubik? It was absolutely.
It was perfect.
Perfect. No rotation on the ball at all. I thought, you got a front row player doing a back set from the back row.
Very impressive.
She was all over that one.
Yep, Nebraska's got quite a recruit there with that commit. And so now Kubik, 2 match points here, 13-11 for the Tigers. Oh, handled by Wood delicately. She's going to push it back. Tigers got a chance here. This is to Peyton Lombardi. She's hit for a high percentage, and she does again, another kill.
3 match points now.
Yep, Peyton Lombardi is only 5'8", and she's had a good number of kills today.
She has a nice swing.
There's Kubik. Doesn't get the ace, but Ruff has trouble with it. Wood just moves it across. Here's the Tigers. They get a chance to put it away. Who's going to do it? It's Gabby Lombardi.
Well, the Lombardi family's in there.
And the Tigers come back after dropping the first set. Take the next 2. And they are now even with the Mustangs at 1-0.